So the next thing we'll look at here is just cleaning the breech face, and you can use a small brush for this to clean your feeding ramp. This is the ramp where the nose of the bullet engages and is fed or guided up into the chamber. And so you want that nice and clean and dry, along with your little extractor cutout here. This is the extractor cutout, which grabs the rim of the case to pull it out. So you clean that. Clean off your lower receiver, which I've already done. To get down into the magazine well, you can use a Q-tip, you can use a bore snake, or you can just take a .22 caliber cleaning brush like this, put a small patch over it, and run it down into the magazine well to pull dirt from there. On the slide assembly, there's a couple of grooves here that run on each side of the middle of the slide, and we'll just get in there with a brush like this and pull the material out through the front. You can see naturally it will want to drag right out of there. So again, this gun is clean, so I'm just going to squirt it down with a little bit of Remington oil or Rem oil. And I'm going to squirt this assembly a little bit. It doesn't hurt to have a little extra lube on these. It's not going to hurt anything. If you've got a little extra, it's just going to spray out when you fire it, and that's no big deal. So the extra cleaner will help to dissolve any residual dirt that you have. So now let's start with reassembly. We're going to take our barrel, put it back into the lower receiver, and push it to the back. Then we're going to take our driver, and go clockwise and tighten this all the way back up. Now that isn't a very big hex head, guys, so when you tighten this up, you don't have to crank on it. It's just not necessary. Go ahead and give it a good snug tug here with 3 fingers. And that's about all you need. You notice I'm not cranking down on it like this. Just a good snug with 3 fingers is going to be plenty to hold that barrel in. So it's not going to back out of there. So next thing we're going to do is install our slide. And that's going to go right over that rear lug. So it's back in the operating position now. But nothing's holding it there. It's just resting there. The next thing we need to do is take our firing pin assembly and guide rod assembly and reinstall our nylon bushing at the back of the guide rod. Now just to show you, this guide rod seats or butts up against this rear lug. And the way that it does that is this little pin, or the end of the guide rod right here, goes into this little hole in the rear lug. And that's what keeps it or holds it in place. So we're just going to go down through the top of the slide, and now the rear portion is in place, and now we need to get this plastic block, firing pin block assembly into the cutout here on the top of the slide. You can see this shape right here. Sorry, I'm doing this slowly. It's a little hard backwards with the camera, but you get the idea. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got that pressed back into the slide assembly, and you can see that working cleanly and smoothly. All of the debris and garbage is gone. Now we're ready to install the bridge assembly again. So just set this bridge assembly in place like so. You can see the two holes, 1, 2, and the two corresponding holes here, and you'll just line these up. And now you want to take those fasteners and reinstall those into each pocket. Important not to lose those. And you'll take the shorter of the two screws, and the shorter one goes in the forward position, and we'll lightly put this in place. Don't tighten it yet. And install the rear screw. And snug that down, but don't tighten it yet. Make sure that your slide is operating cleanly and freely, like this one is. And then go ahead and finish tightening the forward screw. Again, we're using 3 fingers here. I'm not cranking down on this. And go ahead and tighten the rear screw. Again, 3 fingers. No reason to torque that down excessively. And that's it. And normally, to finish off the cleaning, I'll take a little rem oil and spray it on the exterior. And just go ahead and use a towel or a rag to remove the excess oil, and it'll leave a nice satin finish on there, looking real good. So that's about it for this one, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I plan on doing some cleaning on some other Browning pistols in the future, including the this Browning Medalist here and this Browning Challenger. So maybe I'll do one of those next time. Sorry about that, guys. I actually forgot to mention a couple of things that were important. The thing that I talked about earlier that made this particular gun a whole lot easier to clean is the invention of the bore snake. So no longer do we have to remove the barrel in order to get a cleaning rod down the end of the barrel. We can just use a bore snake instead. So we'll insert the copper weighted end here into the chamber, and we'll drop that through. And then we'll just go ahead and pull the bore snake right through. We'll want to line that up as much as possible to get it started. And just go ahead and pull it through. So that pretty much revolutionizes the cleaning method for the traditionally labor-intensive Browning Buckmark. So that kind of changes the face of everything. The cleaners that I was using today, break-free. It's a good solvent, it's a good lubricant. Rem oil, it's a nice light oil that gets into all the small crevices and cracks and helps to dissolve burnt powder and grime. And M-Pro 7. Now also, you may have noticed that I was wearing gloves today. This is something that I normally do when I clean guns, not because I'm hypersensitive or scared of the chemicals, and not because I'm afraid to get my hands dirty, but when you've been doing this sort of thing for the better part of your lifetime, you realize that it's no fun spending the rest of your day smelling like Hoppy's No. 9 gun cleaner or break free, because the break free, when it gets into your skin, it seems to stay there for a while, and it's probably not too good for you either. So that's what that was all about. But anyhow, thanks for watching this series. I guess it's probably going to be 2 parts, and we'll do more in the future. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.